Hello, this is Jonah Rosenblum, your Record-Courier postgame show live from Portage Community Bank Stadium, where a very happy home crowd watched Ravenna beat Kent Roosevelt 27-9 tonight. Now, all year long, the Ravens have heard about last year's game, a 37-7 loss to the Rough Riders, one of their more lopsided losses to the Rough Riders in years. That was something they put up in their weight room. That was something they talked about all week leading up to this game, and you certainly saw Ravenna play with that extra motivation tonight. In particular, the inspired running game. This is a team that struggled to run the football times last year. Several games where they would have 5-10 total rushing yards. Well, tonight, against a really strong Rough Riders defensive front, the Ravens take 43 carries for 222 yards. Ethan Cobbin just would not go down. First, second guy, he kept bouncing off hits. 14 carries for 62 yards and 2 touchdowns, one in the first half, one in the second. Pavel Henderson, 11 carries, 65 yards. He also had a couple of huge receptions. Matt Mitchell, an inspired game as well, 14 carries, 102 yards. The Ravens just ran the ball hard tonight. Their offensive line paved out holes, especially for Mitchell in that second half. And again, just an impressive effort because Roosevelt actually led 3-0 late in the first half. Ravenna goes down the field just before halftime. A huge 26-yard connection between Ethan Cobbin and Pavel Henderson on a crossing route sets up a 2-yard touchdown for Cobbin up the gut as Ravenna takes a 7-3 lead into the half. Then you get the first drive of the second half, and Ravenna marches right down the field. Another big play between Cobbin and Henderson, this time for 34 yards. Another crossing route sets up another Cobbin rushing touchdown. This time he follows the block of Matt Mitchell to take a 13-3 lead. And then perhaps the most impressive drive of the game, and maybe the most impressive drive I've seen all season. This is a drive where Pavel Henderson gets hurt, Ethan Cobbin gets hurt, Mikael Williams gets hurt. I think they all were cramping at various times in that drive. Even with all those injuries, even with a holding call that set the Ravens up with a 1st and 24, they were able to go 14 plays, 95 yards, a touchdown. The offensive line paved holes. Matt Mitchell was stellar on that drive. And again, that just kind of showed you the kind of heart the Ravens played with tonight. And because the Ravens were able to take that lead early in the second half, they forced Roosevelt, who is a stout power running team, to pass the ball probably much more than they expected to entering the evening. Now, again, for Roosevelt, Donovan Detweiler returned at quarterback. We saw some inspired runs from him, 11 rushes, 61 yards. He also had a beautiful 44-yard touchdown pass to Javion Bobbitt. So there were some highlights for Roosevelt for sure. And again, they were in it right at the half. They were up 3-0 late in that first half. But Ravenna takes over in the second half behind power running and just unbelievable effort. A program that was playing with a little extra momentum and a little extra motivation tonight. Reporting live from Ravenna and Portage Community Bank Stadium, this is Jonah Rosenblum, Record-Courier.